Well, hello, Tad family. Thought we would get on here today and have a little coffee talk because there's some things I need to talk about. And Disney actually canceled a festival. Well, kind of, sort of. And nobody is talking about it. And I just don't understand why, because it was actually one of my favorite things to do during the summer at Disney. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about I've got my 50th mug right here, but starting this October 1st, it'll be 55 years of the Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World. I'm excited to see what happens. Let's go ahead and talk about that now. I'm excited to see what merchandise we might be getting. I'm excited to see what kind of foods we might be getting. Are they going to have a celebration? 55 years. It's almost as old as me. I'll be 60 27 days later. It turns 55 October 1st. Oh, wait, no. And I don't turn 60 until November 28th. So it's, I've got some times. But I'm kind of excited. But this is one of the mugs we got at the Contemporary Resort during the 50th anniversary. They actually gave these to all the cast members and everything. Absolutely. It was a different celebration. Remember, we were just coming out of that other thing. And it was, I think, a little subdued, but the merchandise was fantastic and all that stuff. So I cannot wait to see what kind of merchandise we have right here. A couple other things I wanted to talk about for all you folks that aren't fellow travelers. I know 75% of everyone watches our YouTube channel on the TV, the big screen. I made it to the big screen. So if you're sitting on your couch and you're enjoying a nice cup of coffee or any kind of beverage, it could be a libation, it could be sweet tea, whatever it may be, go ahead and take your phone out of your pocket. I know it's sitting there right beside you. We can't get rid of them half the time anymore. And take a picture of this QR code right over here and go ahead and become a TAD member with us. Traveling Around Disney family member right here. Just hit that right there. And that'll get you to our YouTube page so you can subscribe and become a TAD member with the rest of us here on the page. We would love to have you join us on all of our adventures. And by doing that, by scanning that right there, you can definitely join us. And I know a lot of you don't watch as a subscriber because 65% of our watchers, no, 60% of our views come from non-subscribers. So if you're not yet a subscriber, hit that QR code right up there. I want to thank our channel members once again. Thank you so much. We will be having a channel member only video next week, thanks to Heather's suggestion. So we will be going to go film that next week. So I just want to thank everybody, first of all, before we get into this coffee talk, for being a TAD member, for traveling around Disney with us and all that good stuff. But I've got a Joffrey's pod in here today. I had to make a pod. Didn't make a pot, just made a pod. It is so hot in Florida. And I'm drinking hot coffee. I know, I'm crazy. But it is so hot. We are actually, next 4 days, we're under a extreme heat advisory, which is 110 degrees, they're saying. You can probably see I'm probably sweating right there. I've got my fans blowing. I got my air conditioner on, but it is still warm outside. So please, 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 if you're coming to the parks, remember to hydrate and remember to wear your sunblock and sunscreen. And if you happen to have white hair like myself, put a little lotion up there also if you're not going to wear a hat. That I get so sunburned up there sometimes and it hurts so bad. So I got to start wearing my hats. And just please, please, please be very, very careful. So I was watching the news, watching YouTube the other day, and I seen a thumbnail pop up. Are influencers the problem? And I thought to myself, well, I've never wanted to call ourselves influencers, but anytime, I don't care what you are, if you're trying to do the Disney news or Disney reports or anything like that, anytime you try something and you say, this is the best chocolate cake I've ever had, you may have just influenced somebody to go and try that chocolate cake. So, as part of this YouTube universe, and as you folks, fellow travelers watching this channel, we are all in this together. It's not just the creators and the influencers or social media people and all that. It's everybody that takes in the content. They want to see more and more and more and more. Trust me, we get all the algorithm stuff on our channel, and we only do YouTube. There's people out there who do YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever they can get their post out there, they are doing it because it has become a business to a lot of folks, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. To us, we just like to have fun. Like to get on here and talk to you guys, have a little coffee once in a while, go to the parks, do a little Main Street report. Speaking of which, did you guys enjoy the Animal Kingdom Main Street report? I was pleasantly surprised with Animal Kingdom. I do believe I have to get there a little earlier or a little later in the evenings, but they close at 6, so you got to get there quickly. But there's so much to see and do. I think when I go back, I'm actually going to break it up so we can look and see it much better next time. But getting back to the influencers, are the influencers why they stop the buses? Or this is. It's just what Disney does. They're enforcing a rule that they may have had on the books. They may have not had it on the books. Maybe it's a new rule. Maybe it's not a new rule. Maybe it's from all the guest surveys that they get and people saying, I couldn't get on a bus or a boat because there were so many people. They're not blaming certain people from certain areas, but Disney Springs was a hard thing to get on. So I totally understand why Disney has done that. Is it the influencers or the creators? I'm sure there are some out there. I don't watch a lot of them. You guys know that. I do not watch a lot of them. So I'm sure there are some out there that get the content however they need to get the content. I got a little stick. And the reason, I usually carry my phone like this. Oh, if anybody ever sees me, we'll pretend this is the phone like here. This is my pop socket. This is how I usually walk around, do the videos. All the Main Street reports and stuff. If not, I got a little tripod that I hold on to down here because it starts to hurt my shoulder. So I got to put my tripod on. So that's the behind the scene. That's how the sausage is made here at Traveling Around Disney. By the way, check out my pop socket. Love that pop socket. But there are going to be some folks that are just wanting to get that click, wanting to get the information out there as quickly as possible. I did watch this one video where they said now they're kind of separating. When they have events, they'll put a tier of influencers or media people in one area and the other people over here, kind of keep them separated. I don't know. I've never been invited to anything. If anybody has and knows of any of that information, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Leave it in the comments down below. But it's just funny, somebody wants to blame somebody. Somebody's in charge. It's just, these are the way things happen. Cost a lot of money to run the buses. And when a resort guest says they can't get on a bus, Disney's going to listen. It's just that simple. I mean, it costs a lot of money to run a boat. I know how I'm going to get beignets. If I have to, I will make a reservation to go eat at boat rides. Get me a piece of chocolate cake to go, and then walk on down, get me some beignets, and walk back to my car within my parking time restrictions, because you get a nice little piece of paper now that you're coming in for dining and how long you're supposed to be there. Stay within the rules. That's all we got to do. Stay within the rules and everything will be fine. We'll still have a great time. I'm going to go back to boat rides because cornbread is back. I am so excited. Their cornbread is back. And there's going to be a lot of people out there going to take credit. We brought the cornbread back. It was because of us. The cornbread is back. Listen, everybody was complaining about the cornbread. Trust me. We weren't the only one on the channel. There were guests sitting beside us that were complaining about the cornbread. And Disney listens. And when their management has to go to each table and say, yes, the cornbread is gone. This is now what we have. And they say, well, we don't like this. Management passes that along to the higher-ups. Trust me. Trust me on that. So that was a combined effort of everyone saying, get rid of the ciabatta bread. We need the cornbread. So don't take the chocolate cake away, though. And I was eating the chocolate cake the other day, and I had my daughter try it. Becca, she's my, other sweet tooth in the family. And she said, and I knew what this cake tasted like from the get-go. Some of my favorite cake in the world. The Petridge Farm freezer cakes, the chocolate one, it reminds me so much of one of those cakes. And when I had Becca try it when we brought it home from eating at Bo Wright's one night, she's like, man, this tastes just like a Petridge Farm cake. And I was like, exactly. That's what I thought. That's why I love it. And a lot of people, Michelle doesn't care for it. A lot of people just don't care for it, but it's one of my favorite cakes. So we're going to make reservations. We're going to go get our cake. We're going to go get our beignets. And we're going to have a great dinner with friends. So, that's just what we got to do now. That's just one of the rules. A lot of people say, well, I remember when they used to do pin trading. And I remember when they did pin trading at the Contemporary, right in the center where Fantasia gift shop is now. That used to be all tables and seating, and they used to do pin trading there. And they loved people to come to do pin trading. But that was a different time. That was a different day. We didn't have some of the things that have happened since then take place. So there are reasons things are stopped. And it's just not because, we don't want these people in here, or we don't want these people in here. There's reasons behind everything that Disney does. And one thing that Disney has done, which I don't think anybody is talking about, except maybe me. Maybe I might be the first. I don't know. But I was waiting for one of my favorite things to do, and you don't have to go to a park. It was Disney Springs related. Remember, the art festival started at Disney Springs and they moved it to Epcot because it was so popular. Now, they've gotten rid of the Flavors of Florida at Disney Springs. Did I miss the memo? Did somebody send out a memo and said, hey guys, by the way, we're not doing Flavors of Florida this year. And this usually ran, as you can tell, July 1st through August 11th, because it usually ran right up until the time of the Food and Wine Festival. But now it's gone. And you used to get all kinds of little neat things. Look, I can use it to cool myself off right here. But now it was sponsored by Kroger's, which is no longer in Florida. That might be a reason. Maybe they couldn't get a sponsorship. I don't know. But this used to be one of my favorite things to do. You could go down to Disney Springs, park, and go try some of the great treats. They always had great treats in here. And you guys know we've done many a video on this, and I absolutely loved it and was waiting for it this year, and got to be July 1st. And I said, okay, maybe they're going to push it off. And I tried to do some research, didn't hear anything. And maybe I was not looking in the right area. I don't know. But I don't think it's coming back. I think this is a festival. I'll call it a festival. I mean, Corksicle was on there. Can they Corksicle sponsor it again? But, yeah. 40 dining locations. And that's what I really liked. It incorporated all the restaurants, so you could get a little taste of their menus and stuff like that. But Disney kind of quietly did away with it, and nobody has said anything about it. Like I said, it was one of my favorites. I really liked the Flavors of Florida. Now, sometimes, some of the restaurants got a little, we're going to make Cuban sandwiches, and everybody made Cuban sandwiches that year. Or we're going to make a ceviche, and everybody made ceviche that year. Key lime, everybody made key lime that year. But I'm kind of sad. Did you guys enjoy this festival? Did you like going to this festival? I just don't understand why Disney got rid of this. And like I said, this was, locals could go to this. People not going to Disney, just to Disney Springs. They could all try the Flavors of Florida. But it's just not, I don't think it's coming back. They did the little scavenger hunt. You could go do scavenger hunts. I mean, look, here's the map. Go find your different stuff. Maybe it's the heat. Maybe it was just not successful. I may have loved it. Maybe not enough people loved it. Maybe the heat just got to everybody. I don't know. But I'm going to miss this festival. I mean, we will have Festival of the Trees hopefully this year at Disney Springs, which I'm sure we will. But I mean, I'm going to miss it. SDK had a Cuban last 2024. Key lime pie, a lot of libations, a lot of the Hanger Bar did a lot of stuff here, but not this year. I'm kind of sad. I'm just kind of sad about this one. I loved doing this. I loved meeting friends down there. Oh, the one thing I really liked, and we used to go to, I think Kevin, Doug, and Heidi actually went to one of the culinary series. They used to have culinary series right there. And we went to one of the, now the stage is down. Maybe that could be, they could have just moved it to the other big stage. But they always had it in the little stage between Hangar Bar and the Boathouse. Now that's down still, but I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed that we're not having the Flavors of Florida this year. I was looking forward to that. But, things change. We got to move on. Not much we can do there. Did have a guest, a fellow traveler ask, with the extra magic hours, and I'm going to touch on this just a little bit. I know a little bit of it. If I'm answering this wrong, I want somebody to leave it down in the comments down below. If I'm not mistaken, all resorts get early entry, the 30-minute early entry for the parks that they have them. Now, Deluxe Resorts get the extra 2 hours at night. Deluxe only. So a traveler asked, are the cabins at Wilderness Campground included? And I tried to do the research, and I did not see the cabins for Wilderness Campground, even though they're DVC. But I did see the cabins at Wilderness Lodge, which makes sense. But I didn't see the campground cabins listed as an extended hours participant. If I am wrong, or if somebody's got the up-to-date list, I just seen the list this morning. So if somebody's got the up-to-date list for the cabins that are DVC property over in the campground, please let me know. And I'll put it on our Traveling Around Disney family page. But that's the difference in it. Somebody asked me, well, if I stay at a moderate, do I get the extended hours? No, it's only for Deluxe Resorts and most all the DVC properties that I know of. I believe Shades of Green, Swan and Dolphin are in there also because they're Deluxe family, friends and family hotels. I do believe they're in there. But that was a great question because we got a lot of new hours coming out going into the holidays, and everybody's trying to plan their park attack. And when do I go to a park? If I'm staying here, do I get a deluxe? Since I'm staying deluxe, I get the extra 2 hours. Yeah, from 10 to 12, you get those extra hours, and they are well worth it and fantastic. So that I just wanted to answer that question. Also, Mark, by the way, I highly commend you for your coffee mug collection. He sent in a picture to the family group. If you're not yet a member of the family group, this is what the logo looks like. You can go join us on Facebook, the family group. That's where you guys can leave comments, leave memories, leave pictures, leave stories, leave trip reports and all that good stuff. The page is just for me to say, hey, this is happening. But the family group, you guys can do that. Also, we have a Traveling Around Disney group cruise page that sometimes will pop up. So if you're a group cruise person that is going on the group cruise, make sure you join that page because we got 67 days until our group cruise. So we will start putting more and more information on that family page for the group cruise folks. And I know a lot of people will be on that ship. So if you happen to be on the ship, join the page so we can have a great time on that group cruise. But Mark, you had a heck of a coffee cup collection. I thought I had a big one. I thought Monica and Jeffrey had a big one. Mark has got a big one. So what else is going on out there? I'm looking around just trying to get an idea. Pin trading. And I've got some pins I got to go trade at Epcot still. It's just been too hot. It has really been hot. Or the storms have been horrendous. Terrible, terrible storms. But other than that, is there anything else I found? Oh, did y'all see this one? I think I showed you this one. The big three, Magic Kingdom, and then we had the contemporary, Polynesian, and the campground. Where's the campground? Oh, campground's right there. And then the other pin right there. That's another pin thing I found. 40 years of celebrating 40 years of magic. That was during the 40th celebration. I wonder what we'll get for the 55th year celebration. God, this is almost 15 years old. Oh my goodness. Would have never thought the thing. I've got 2 of those. I think I'm going to be getting rid of one of those. What else I got here? What else did I find? I think you guys have seen most everything. Oh, I had these. These cups right here. Remember these? Used to get them at McDonald's. I've got 2 of them. This was for Epcot. And this was for the Magic Kingdom. Because, you know, that was the best castle ever at the Magic Kingdom. I loved the Cake Castle. I loved it. It was great. But I was wondering, I wonder where my other 2 glasses are. And I did some research. I don't think they made glasses for Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom because I don't think they were around at that time. I could be wrong. Because there's 2 different collections. There's this collection. And then there was this collection. That was McDonald's. And I've got all 4 of those. But if there was 4 different glasses, if there was a Studios, but because this celebrated the 25 years, so I guess if I did some more research, but that was the Epcot and that was the Magic Kingdom. But I don't think they did I bet you Jeffrey will know. He'll answer that question for me. He knows a lot of that stuff. So Jeffrey, if you know, let me know. Am I missing 2 glasses or were these the only 2 glasses? So that is about it. Other than that, like I said, we got the group cruise coming up. Cannot wait. If anybody needs any information, I'll put it up here. Here's Melanie's information if anybody still wants to go. That is the only cruise I think Disney Cruise Line did not discount. Everybody paid full price on that cruise. For some reason, that was just a hot time. If we do plan, we're probably going to plan another group cruise next year. And I know we have a lot of teachers out there would prefer a June or July group cruise. Dare does Disney. We'll probably plan it for that. So you guys let us know what another great month would be to do a group cruise for next year. Because we'll probably have the 3rd annual TAD group cruise, which we cannot wait for. Donna, by the way, TAD, traveling around Disney. Just to let you know. Just to remind you. We're like DFB, you know, it's actually Disney Food Blog, but they go by DFB. We're going to start doing the same thing. We're going to be like acronyms. TAD. That sounds great. Okay, I'm rambling on. Oh, by the way, have y'all seen some of my M&M display there? More back here. I'm telling you, I've got buckets still I got to get through. So anyway, just want to get on here, have a little coffee talk, say hello. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend this weekend. You'll be watching this on a Saturday morning. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And travelers, until next time, like we always say, travel and adventure is out there.